On today's episode of What Crazy New Thing Can I Build for Rotor Riot, we're going to build a drone with 16 motors.
I can't believe it works.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Let's Fly RC. In case you guys are new here, or if you just don't know, I started a new series on the channel called Behind the Scenes of Rotor Riot. Rotor Riot is another YouTube channel that I'm a part of, and if you haven't already subscribed to that channel, I recommend you go over there and check them out. We do a lot of cool things on that other channel with FPV drones, and I recommend you go check it out if you're interested in the same kind of content. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click the bell so you get notifications for any future videos like this. Today we're going to talk about 16 motor drone. Man, this feels like deja vu. I just freaking did this last night. Yeah, I feel dumb. I recorded all of this already. I tore apart 16 motor drone on the bench, and I went through all the technical details on how I built it, and then all the footage got lost. I don't know what happened, but it's all gone. So I got to do it all over again, and we're going to go through it really quickly. The good thing is that I do have all the original footage from where I built 16 motor drones, so I can kind of walk you through that a little bit. I'm getting ready to start another project, and I need some parts. 16 motor drone is getting dismantled so that I can reuse it for another project. So let's get to the bench, and we'll talk about 16 motor drone. The way we had this built, I actually laser cut these top and bottom plates out of some white Delrin that I had laying around. And the metal bars were something that I found at Home Depot. I actually had to make sure they were going to be strong enough, so I went to Home Depot and I hung from them. In the aisleway right there, I just kind of hung from them just to make sure that they were going to have enough support to support my weight. I figured if they were going to be able to support my weight, then they could totally pull me on a skateboard. And that was the original desire or plan for this drone, was to actually pull myself on a skateboard or on a wakeboard. So the way that I built this, I had 4 4-in-1 ESCs so that I could have a total of 16 motors on this drone. Now each one of these ESCs was wired to the flight controller with the signal wires all twisted together. So all 4 of the signal wires on the ESC were twisted together and ran to the flight controller. Now I ran iNav on this build because the intention was to be able to have it GPS hold, lock on altitude, and I thought that that might help us if we were trying to pull ourselves on the skateboard. But we ended up doing everything manually. We didn't need any of the stabilization. I could have just run Betaflight. The flight controller that I used was an HGL-RC Zeus DJI F722. It's an F7 flight controller that has DJI ports on it so that I didn't have to really wire anything. The DJI plug was awesome. It just plugged right into the Air Unit. These are the plugs that go into the 4-in-1 ESC. I only used 4 of the pins on 3 of the ESCs and twisted them all together. Those were the signal leads. Only one of the ESCs actually had power going to it, and that was so that I could power the flight controller. So ESC number 1 had power, ground, and the 4 signal leads, which were all twisted together. I used D-Shot 600 on this build, and it worked just fine with no issues with all 16 motors. So this basically just acted like a typical 4-motor drone, but it had 16 motors that were all spinning together. All right, so we've got the wiring all done. All the motors mounted, all the ESCs wired, the flight controls wired up. All that's left to do is plug it in. It's always terrifying plugging in the drone you just built for the first time. One tiny little drop of solder in the wrong place and poof, everything's gone. And this is 4 times as much soldering and 4 times as much mounting and 4 times as much... It works!
Oh god, it's actually happening. Oh, you disarmed it?
Yeah.
That's disarmed? Stay away! Stay away!
The battery's probably dead. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you like this kind of content. If you do, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, make sure you click that bell so you don't miss out on any of the future episodes that I put out. But for now, I really like to end these videos with some FPV flight footage. So we're gonna go head out to a new spot that Drew and I found and do some FPV freestyle. We'll see you guys next time.